We have seen this ongoing race in the chip sector, and of course, right now, accusations about how China really got its hand on these advanced chips. What do we know at this point?
That's right. That's right. Thank you for asking. I just had the opportunity to edit that story, this scoop out of our team around the world. This is showing that U.S. Officials are very skeptical about how DeepSeek got its technology. This is a technology that DeepSeek says is cheaper. It was less expensive to develop, and now rivals like Microsoft and OpenAI, as well as U.S. officials, including the FBI and the White House, the Treasury Department, are looking into where did they get this technology? Did they build it on the back of U.S. technology, more advanced technology? And did they obtain chips from Nvidia through Singapore, through third parties in Singapore? Did they obtain chips that are not supposed to end up in Chinese hands? Those are the questions that right now U.S. investigators are looking into.
Seeing some big moves when it comes to this space at the moment. Obviously, South Korea just coming back online after those holidays, Tom. We're seeing SK Hynix shares sliding over 10% as the Korean market gets its first chance to react to all of this, in addition to, of course, what we're seeing at the moment, which is the launch of this investigation into whether DeepSeek circumvented those US restrictions. So at the moment, the debate, Tom, seems to be, was this really a case where scarcity boosts innovation and brilliance, or whether this, was a case of something else going on? But is there a real question as to whether ongoing US curbs on this technology have run into limitations?
Right, exactly. I mean, the U.S., as we've been reporting, has for several years now been placing restriction after restriction on U.S. technology chips. They went after one level of Nvidia chips, and then they went after another level, and they continue to ratchet up the restrictions because they want to make sure that companies in China are not obtaining this technology to advance their chip-making capabilities. They talk about it from a national security perspective. You could argue that there's also a competitiveness question here, and wanting to ensure that U.S. retains its edge in certain key areas like chip-making, as well as some areas of artificial intelligence. When DeepSeek hit earlier this week, as you'll recall, it sent shockwaves around the world, and it raised questions about just how far the U.S. is in generative artificial intelligence, the development of these chat bots that are making our work so much more efficient, that are making it easier to do coding. If a Chinese-based company can come out and say, we can do it at a fraction of the cost, we can sell it more cheaply, our tools are more efficient, and those are all the claims that are being made about DeepSeek, that has definitely raised questions about, one, the amount that we're investing in global infrastructure, in chips, all these billions of dollars that SoftBank and Meta and company after OpenAI, Microsoft, company after company are spending. Should they be spending that much money? So that's one set of questions. The other set of questions, as you alluded to, is, are these curbs that the U.S. is putting in place, are these limitations on Nvidia chips, for example, are there ways that the Chinese are circumventing those, and can they use third parties in Singapore, for example, where we have seen a lot of, and we've been writing about a lot of Chinese companies, startups have been moving into Singapore. What the U.S. wants to know is, are they getting their hands on this stuff illegally?